Hello everyone, so today I just wanted to film a quick little video. Well, it might not be so quick, but I'm just going to change Layla and do her hair. I did do her hair a little bit, but I'm going to do it again. But today, from the title, I'm going to be talking about buying reborns through eBay. Now, this seems to be a thing that some people are either totally for and buy all their babies through eBay and absolutely love it. And then there's some people who have had terrible experiences with eBay and share their experiences on YouTube and stuff like that. So I've been watching some of those videos lately and just looking at what everyone is saying about things they've had happen with eBay purchases, and I've got to admit some of these instances are quite bad, like the doll arriving totally wrecked and like totally broken and not at all how they were supposed to be. But then again, I've had many positive experiences through eBay, not only buying through eBay, but also selling. I paint reborns. I am a reborn artist and have been for about just over a year. And I do sell pretty much all my dolls through eBay. So it's something I'm constantly using and constantly looking at and just stuff like that. So I am a very big user of eBay. Now, I don't want to cause any controversy with this because this is just my own opinions coming from someone who has had only positive experiences through eBay. But I just feel like sometimes people get so down about the whole website when they have one bad experience with a reborn that they've purchased from eBay. I just feel like some people, rather than trying to, rather than saying that it was just a problem with the seller, people often say, don't buy babies from eBay, people scam you, stuff like that. When, yes, that is true. People have scammed people big time, but that's with any product you buy from anywhere, like online, you could get scammed. So it's just a matter of I don't know, doing a bit of research and making sure that the person that you're buying from is experienced and hasn't just listed up a reborn doll just to get money out of it. Whether it be a boo-boo baby and they're trying to sell it for way more than it should be listed for, or whether it's a really lovely baby in the photo and you pay all this money and then you get it and it's in terrible condition. It just depends, but I just feel like some people in this community, I don't want to say attack, but just target eBay as a whole, which I feel is sometimes a bit much because there are people who have who paint reborn dolls and only sell them through eBay, so that's how they sell their babies. So sometimes I just feel like it's a little bit hard on artists and people who sell their babies through eBay when there are other people in the community saying never buy from eBay, everyone's scamming, I've had so many terrible experiences and stuff like that. And I'm not saying some of these experiences that people have had aren't bad, some of them are bad, but I feel like it shouldn't be a matter of eBay is frowned upon for this because it's just the individual seller. So yeah, I in my personal opinion, I think eBay is the most popular place for reborns to be sold. Obviously, there's a whole situation on the Chinese stolen kits and everything like that, which I do want to do a video on, just to put that out there, because I do have very, very strong views about that particular situation. So I don't want to talk about that too much in this video, but that's definitely a thing. But I do think if you look around and you do some research and you don't just buy the first baby that you see that you like on eBay, you can have very, very, very positive experiences on eBay. So I just wanted to talk about a few things that you can do to make sure your experience on eBay will be a little bit more positive and enjoyable for you. So always when I'm buying a doll, I look on eBay, and if I find a baby that I like, I then do a few things before I actually decide to purchase the baby. First, I check the seller's page. Before I even read the description, I check the seller's page to see if they have anything else listed, and if it looks like, if they don't have much feedback, then maybe you want to steer clear of them. But then again, there are some people who don't have much feedback, and that's purely just because they haven't sold much on eBay. So I think as long as they have pretty much all positive feedback, then feedback is good to look for, something to look for. But feedback can't always be the one, factor into why you don't purchase the baby. I have definitely purchased babies from people who have low feedback, but all of their feedback was positive. So yeah, I usually just make sure people have lots of positive feedback. I usually read through all the description a couple of times, and if I feel there's anything missing from the description, I will contact the seller. That's something I think is very important. I would never buy a baby off eBay without first contacting the seller. I've had many babies sell on eBay, and I haven't gotten a message before the purchase of the baby. I don't sometimes get messages at all from people when they purchase a baby. It's just a matter of them paying the money and then me shipping it off. There's no communication between the seller and the customer, which I guess for some people is just what they do. But in my opinion, if you're looking for a baby and you're buying a baby, contact the seller and just ask a few questions, just say, how old is this baby? When was it painted? Sometimes if the seller hasn't listed it, what paints is this baby painted with? Just so you know, what they're painted with, how old they are, just little stuff like that. And also, a big turn away for me is if it's a second-hand doll and they use the artist's original photos for the listing. If they have none of their photos from owning the doll on their listing, that's a sort of turn away for me, only because the doll could have changed since the artist took the professional photos and stuff like that. So if there aren't any in the listing, just message the seller and just say, could you please provide some more photos? And a safety picture is a very good thing to ask for. Just say, can you put a safety picture up against the doll? I usually ask people if they can take a photo of the doll with no clothes on, strip them down to their cloth body and put the safety picture over the cloth body, on their tummy, and put my name, the date, and the day and the time, which you want to send all this information to the seller, and say, can you write it out like this on a piece of paper and put it up against the doll. That's how safety pictures work. I think that's, and put their eBay name as well. So what I usually ask for is, can you put my name first and last at the top, the date and the time, which again I would send to the seller, the name of the doll, like the kit, or just some of the listing name, like whether they've listed it as Reborn Baby Girl or Reborn Saskia, you know, stuff like that. Reborn Saskia by Bonnie Brown. Like, just say, can you put that on this safety picture, and then put their name and their eBay name at the bottom of the picture. So those details are very good to have. If you want to ask more things, then feel free, but just know that that is quite a lot, and as a seller I'm more than happy to do that. If the seller is reluctant to do that, then that is sort of a turn away for me, just because you do want to make sure that that seller actually has and owns that doll, so you know that you're going to get that doll. So yeah, a safety picture is one thing I would recommend doing, even if the seller looks like perfectly fine. Like, I still recommend safety pictures, and ask, like, can you take the photo in well lit and in a well lit area, so not only can you see the safety picture, but you can see the baby, a recent picture of the baby as well. So yeah, and like I said, I ask for the baby to be stripped down to just their cloth body, no nappy, no nothing, and put the safety picture on their chest, or on their tummy, sorry, because that, then you can look at the whole doll and the safety picture. I just feel like that reassures me a lot when I can see that the safety picture is exactly what I've put in my message. So I'd write something like this, like, hi, I'm interested in your reborn baby that you have for sale. I was just wondering if you could send through a safety picture, please. And then I would put, could you please include this information? And then I'd write it out, like type it out in my eBay message, exactly how I want them to write it out on the safety picture. And make sure, like, if they send you that photo, zoom in on the photo and, like, make sure that nothing's photoshopped. Like, it's pretty easy to tell if someone had a photoshopped a picture over the baby of a safety picture. And especially if you ask for the baby to be stripped down, that is something that I feel like not many people think to ask for, because I don't know, it's just something you don't think about. But when you think about asking for that, it's a very big reassurance if they can send a picture of the doll in no clothes with the perfect safety picture that you've picked out everything that you want it to say. I just feel like that is the biggest thing when buying a baby from eBay. In my opinion, even if it's a big, like, person in the YouTube and Reborn community, still ask for safety picture. If they decline, then that just makes them look bad. There's no, you can't get in trouble for asking for a safety picture. So yeah, like, if there's big artists that you know and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should ask for a safety picture, like, yes, they are reliable, but still, you just want to make sure that everything is right, you know? So safety picture, one of my favorite things. Also, ask for more photos. So as well as the safety picture, I might also write, could you please also take some recent photos of the doll? Sometimes if you ask, could I please have some more photos of the baby, they will just send older photos that might be like they're in the same outfit in the listing. So which might have been ones that they were taking when they originally listed up the doll. So that's why I make sure to put in, could I please have some recent pictures of the doll. And even if you ask the seller to put the safety picture in all of those, like the safety card in all of those pictures, to make you feel that bit more like reassured. Again, if the seller's reluctant to do it, that for me would turn me away from buying the doll, because if they're reluctant to do it, something's obviously a bit sketchy, you know? And sometimes people will say, oh, I've already packed up the doll, which I never pack up a doll before it actually sells. For this reason exactly, I'm more than happy to send safety pictures, more pictures, pictures in different outfits, stuff like that. I've even had people ask me, like the listing was a girl, and they've said, could you please send some photos of it as a boy? They haven't even bought it, but they're just asking, could you please send some photos of it as a boy? I'll send it through. They say, oh, I love how he looks as a boy, but I just don't think I'm interested. Obviously, that is a little bit annoying, but it's just, as a seller, you need to make sure that you're making your customers feel safe and feel comfortable buying your dolls. So, and as a customer, don't feel scared to ask the seller questions. Don't feel scared. I've had some people send me eBay messages, which is a long paragraph of just questions. I read through it a couple times and then answer back to all those questions to the best of my ability, answering everything, and just stuff like that. You're not gonna get, it's not a bad thing to ask for more questions. So, some things I might ask for are, could I have a close-up picture of the hair if it's rooted, like what clothes would be coming home with the baby? Can I have a picture of the certificate? Can I have a picture of the safety picture next to the certificate? That's a big thing also, especially if it's a sold out limited edition kit. Can I please have a picture of the baby, the certificate, and the safety picture? Don't ever feel like you're asking too much of the seller, because, like I said, if they are a good seller, they will do this without a doubt. So, yeah, and don't be pushy about it though. Don't say, can you send me a safety picture right now? Just say, when you get the chance, could you please send me a safety picture including the following information, and with the doll with no clothes on, stuff like that. Just be very relaxed about it, because you don't want to feel like you're pushing the seller, because that can make them be turned away from you as a customer, because they're like, oh, I don't want to sell to this person because they're being pushy, and sometimes things can come across rude depending on how you're asking them, even if you don't mean it that way. So, yeah, just be careful with eBay, but don't stay away from it. It's definitely a great place to buy reborns. There are some absolutely lovely babies on there. There are some lovely people on there, and it's just a shame that these people who are trying to scam people are getting all the attention, and none of the people who are actually selling on eBay and being successful and having no problems with their dolls aren't getting recognized, and then in turn sometimes losing a bit of their customers, because there's people going around saying, don't buy from eBay, it's a scam, stuff like that. I feel like if someone's calling out a specific seller, that's different, because they're not calling out eBay as a whole and saying don't buy from eBay as a whole. They're saying don't buy from this person in particular. So, yeah, when you're buying a reborn, be careful, but don't be afraid to ask questions about the doll and get to know the doll, I guess, before you actually buy it. Like, make sure everything's exactly like you want. Ask for close-up pictures of the hands, close-up pictures of the feet, close-ups of the joints, like close-up pictures of like where the arm is connected to the cloth body, because sometimes things could be tearing and you just want to make sure that everything is all okay. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different. It's sort of like a little chit-chat video. I changed Layla really quickly, but yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you got something out of this video. If you do have any questions or you have any concerns about buying through eBay, write it in the comments and I'll be more than happy to give you a comment back and do my best to help you in any way that I can. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon, and thanks for watching.